So today we are jumping into first semester grades. Now I know for some of you, you may be ecstatic, for others you may not be, and that's okay. But just understand that getting to this point has been a feat. It is an accomplishment, it is a privilege. Not a lot of people can say that they made it through their first semester law school or that they even made it into law school, right? And understand that you are competing against the best of the best now. So if you got into law school, you are already ahead of the pack. You are already doing amazing things. You already have greatness inside of you, and your greatness and your value is not predicated on your grades. And I want you to remember that.
We are born to win. Come and learn the basics with Law School Gems.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Law School Gems. My name is Bria Riley and I am the founder of Law School Gems. I am also Director Corporate Counsel for a publicly traded company here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm so glad to be here with you today because today we are talking about first semester grades. Let's talk about first semester grades. So you deserve to be here. You've earned this moment. Applaud yourself. This is a celebratory occasion. You get to open up your first semester grades and da-da-da-da. I know that they are going to be amazing, especially if you've been checking out these gems all semester long. Also remember to set your environment, right? So for some law students, that's going to look like unraveling or unopening, or what did I just say? Opening up your first semester grades with a trusted colleague, a friend, a family member, a parent, a sibling, whatever that looks like for you. But make sure you're in a Zen moment, you're in a Zen environment, you have peace and tranquility around you, you have a great support system, light some candles, dim the lights, set some music, make it celebratory. If it's a breakfast or a lunch or a dinner or mimosas, however you want to unravel or open up those first semester grades, do it in an environment that makes you feel comfortable and that makes you feel proud. It makes you feel happy and good about yourself. So whatever the outcome is, you're going to have the support system you need right there to pick you up after you open up those first semester grades. Now, after you open up your first semester grades, here's another very important tip that I want you to remember. Do not share your grades with anyone, because all it takes is for one person to learn your grades, for all of your business to be all out there in the street, all out there in these law school streets, and that is not necessarily what you want, whether they are good or bad. Some people are just more private than others. Now, if you're someone who doesn't care, then that's fine. You can share with whoever you want to share with. But for me, I just saw too much adversity start to come people's way once they became too verbose with their grades, whether they were bad or good, right? And the reason is because some people are not going to have your best interests. Some people will use ammunition against you, even in law school. If you got bad grades, they'll spread that around the school. I've seen that happen. For some people, especially like your study group or your cohort, if you shared with them that you got great grades and they didn't, and they didn't get the results that you got, even though you guys have been studying with each other all semester long, some people get jealous, right? And envious, and not because they're not happy for you, but it's because they're kind of wallowing in their own misery right now. They're not happy with the grades that they have. And so it's very difficult for them to be happy for you. And then that becomes an issue. And then there's a wedge or a divide between you and your friend group. And so to avoid all of those issues, I would only share your grades really with one or two trusted confidants, preferably not inside of the law school. But if they are, make sure that they are your ride or dies, that you trust them and that you value their opinion and that they are going to have your best interests at heart when you do choose to be vulnerable and transparent with them about your grades, if you choose to do so. Next up, you need to evaluate and be introspective, right? So it's always about pivoting for that next semester after you get back your grades. And you'll do this throughout your whole law school process. So after you get those grades back, what could you have done better, right? Where were your strengths? Where were your areas of improvement? Where were the challenge areas? And you got to be honest with yourself about that, because if you're not, then you're doing yourself a disservice and it's going to be really difficult for you to pivot and continue to manifest and be better for the future. Now, if you did not receive the law school grades that you were anticipating or that you were wanting, now is the time again to take a step back and be introspective, evaluate your strengths, evaluate the areas where there were some challenges, and then also figure out what you can do next semester in order to improve and be better. What does that look like? Maybe you need to have a block study schedule. Maybe you need to create a study schedule. Maybe you need to eliminate distractions out of your life, or go talk to an advisor on campus and figure out if you could get some outside tutoring or whatever the case may be. Maybe you figured out you might have a learning disability, and so you need certain resources available to you now that weren't during your first semester. But whatever that looks like to you, now that you have figured it out and you know where you can pivot and where you can do better, do that this next time around, so that way you can open up wonderful grades that you are going to be happy with the next time. Remember to reach out to your professors immediately after getting grades that you are not necessarily happy with, because you want to set up an exam conference and you want to learn exactly where you lost points, what the professor was looking for that you didn't necessarily rise to the occasion on, and again, how you can improve, right? Because what one professor may be looking for, maybe another professor is looking for something similar, and then you're going to start to compare and contrast and put all that together in order to be your best version of yourself and as a law student for the next semester. Because typically if one professor is looking for something, most of them will be looking for similar things. They may want them delivered to them in different ways, but for the most part, the organization, the formatting, the analysis of it all, right? The meatiness, they're all going to be pretty much even kill on that, right? And so going to those exam conferences, even for professors that you've already went through their courses, will really help you when going through different courses with different professors for the next semester. Also, be sure to schedule an appointment with your academic services advisor or an academic success program that's designed to help students who may be struggling a little bit with their law school grades or just getting through law school, right? You want to set that up because they are going to be your first line of defense and a great advocate for helping you set yourself up for success that next semester. Once you've received your law school grades, you also want to attach them to any applications that you've already submitted, especially if it's past the deadline and what those applications were waiting for was the transcript that you needed now that you have your first semester grades back, right? So if the deadline is already passed for your application, but they're still accepting the transcript portion of it because you've already submitted the entire application, be it for a transfer school, be it for a job interview or a job application or what have you, make sure that you do not forget to submit your transcripts once you have your first semester grades. Finally, begin setting your intentions for the next semester, right? Create goals, write them down, create a plan, stick to that plan, and learn how to manipulate that plan to adjust and to pivot depending on different situations you find yourself in the future. Implement better systems, better processes, areas of improvement, especially so you can keep capitalizing on momentum that you already have if you really liked your grades, or if you didn't, now you know how to strengthen your success rate for the next semester. And those are all the tips that I have for you guys with respect to first semester grades. I am really manifesting all the positive energy and positive vibes for you guys as you unravel those first semester grades and go into your second semester. Continue to believe in you and know that you've done the best that you can do. And just making it to this point, it is a feat. It is an accomplishment. You should be proud. And I want you to enjoy that. Get some rest, get rejuvenated, get prepared for that next semester. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that way you get notifications for when I post and upload new gems for you. Also, like it and share it with anyone who may be in law school, maybe approaching their first semester, or maybe they're further along in their law school career or even considering law school and they need some gems along the way. I cannot wait to see you guys again next time. Drop some gems in the comments if you have any questions about first semester grades or any commentary otherwise. And until next time, I will see you guys again. Bye y'all and stay safe.